Hey everyone! Our mission, as always, is pretty straightforward. We take complex topics, dig through the sources, and pull out the essential knowledge you need. Quickly. Thoroughly.
So you're genuinely well informed without, spending weeks reading.
Exactly. And today, we're doing something a bit different. It's a deep dive specifically structured for learning English.
Right. We're focusing on words and phrases you absolutely need. Stuff we're talking about frequency, routines, the kind of nuance that makes your English sound, well, more natural.
It's really about boosting your communication skills. And as we'll get into later, that's directly tied to global opportunities.
Yeah, the source material we're drawing from uses a morning routine as its sort of framework. But honestly, the real gold is the vocabulary, powerful words.
That's the key takeaway. We're not just giving you definitions, we're giving you a system, a shortcut to actually using these words and remembering them.
Mm-hmm. It's quite pedagogical, actually.
Right. We'll isolate the word or phrase, say it slowly, a couple of times.
You can really hear it.
Then spell it out letter by letter, give a clear definition, in context.
And crucially, provide example sentences, lots of them, to see how it works in real life.
It's all designed for maximum retention. We want this stuff to stick.
So the plan is, first, nail down the language of frequency, when and how often. Then, the specific words for routines.
And finally, we'll zoom out. Look at the bigger picture, why mastering this stuff is maybe the most important global skill you can get right now. The history, the economics, it's fascinating.
Absolutely. Puts everything into perspective.
Okay, let's kick things off. Part 1, the absolute foundation for talking about your life, the language of frequency.
Right. If you want to get beyond really basic sentences like, I drink coffee. Simple.
Yeah, or I read. You need more nuance. You need to talk about how often.
Exactly. And that's where adverbs of frequency come in. They're the tools for that job. They paint a much richer picture.
And what's really helpful, I think, is that our sources actually give these words percentages, like a numerical context.
Yeah, that's super useful for learners. It gives you a kind of mental scale, doesn't it? From always right down to never. Helps you slot the words in.
Okay, so let's start at the top. The high frequency stuff, things that happen a lot. Hashtag, tag A. High frequency adverbs, 70%, 85% of the time.
First up, frequently.
Okay, listen carefully now. We'll say it twice. Nice and slow. Ready?
Frequently.
Frequently.
Got the sound. Now the spelling.
It's Frequently.
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 So what does it mean? Basically, very often. The sources peg it at about, 75% to 85% of the time?
Yeah, somewhere in that range. It means it's common, it's a habit, but maybe not every single time. There's room for exceptions.
Right. And in terms of grammar, where does it usually go in a sentence?
Good question. It's typically a mid-position adverb. So usually before the main verb, like she frequently visits.
Or after to be, right? Like the problem is frequently overlooked.
Exactly. And, it often sounds a little more formal than, say, often. Good for writing or more serious conversation. Can you put it elsewhere? Beginning or end?
You can sometimes. Frequently, the market responds. Or the market responds well, frequently. But that's less common than in the middle.
Okay, examples are key. Let's hear some.
All right. She frequently visits her grandfather on the weekends.
Meaning most weekends. But maybe she missed last week because she was sick.
Precisely.
Mm-hmm.
Or, a bit more formal, the committee frequently reviews these complex documents.
Okay, emphasizes the regularity.
Yeah, the seriousness of it. And one more, showing that other placement. Frequently, the market responds well to unexpected good news.
Got it. Frequently.
Yeah.
Frequently.
Okay, next, we've got a pair that mean pretty much the same thing. Often and oftentimes.
Right. You hear both all the time, especially just chatting. Let's hear them.
Often.
Oftentimes.
Spellings. O-F-T-E-N.
Yeah.
That's often.
And O-F-T-E-N-T-I-M-E-S. For oftentimes.
Now that pronunciation thing you mentioned, the T in often?
Oh, yeah. Do you say often or often? I hear both all the time.
Me too. And honestly, both are totally correct. North Americans often drop the T. Brits might pronounce it more. Some people think pronouncing the T sounds more, educated.
But really, it doesn't matter. Just pick one you like. Don't stress about it.
Exactly. Don't sweat it. So the meaning, it's like frequently.
Yeah.
Something common. Maybe 70% to 80% of the time.
A bit less formal, maybe.
Yeah, I'd say so. Oftentimes kind of emphasizes the many times aspect, like on numerous different occasions.
Okay, example time.
It often rains in tropical places. Pretty straightforward. Rain is common there.
Or using the other one. Oftentimes, people who live in big cities don't know their next-door neighbors.
See how oftentimes there feels a little more reflective, like you're observing a pattern over many instances?
Yeah, I get that often. O-F-T-E-N. Oftentimes, O-F-T-E-N-T-I-M-E-S.
Moving down the scale a bit,
Yeah.
maybe 60%, 70%. Get to
Usually.
usually. Let's hear again.
Usually.
Spelling U-S-U-A-L-E.
Usually. U-S-U-A-L-O-Y.
Usually.
So this one means it's the standard, the normal thing, but you're kind of acknowledging exceptions are possible.
Right. The sources say think like 6 out of 7 days. Yeah, maybe 60%.
Right.
Definitely not always.
What I find useful about usually is how it sets up a contrast. Like, I usually walk to work, but today I took the bus.
Exactly. It signals this is the norm. Now here comes the exception. Very useful function.
Okay. Example.
I usually brush my hair before I go to sleep. That's my habit. If I forget, it's unusual.
Makes sense. Another one.
Because of the heavy traffic, the commute usually takes 40 minutes.
Meaning, sometimes it's less, sometimes maybe more if there's an accident, but 40 is the typical time.
Precisely. It's the expected pattern.
Yeah.
Usually. U-S-U-A-L-L-Y.
Okay, last one in this high-frequency group. Regularly.
Regularly. Again, regularly.
R-E-G-U-L-L-Y.
R-E-G-U-L-L-Y.
Regularly.
So this also means very often, but it feels different from frequently somehow.
Yeah.
It does. Regularly has a strong sense of schedule, of pattern.
Mm-hmm.
It's connected to the word regular. You're doing it often because it's scheduled or planned.
Ah, okay. So it implies a bit more intention or organization.
Exactly. It's not just happening often by chance. It's happening often because it's supposed to. A controlled frequency.
Example.
I regularly run 5 kilometers after work, but sometimes I skip it due to weather.
So the running is part of the plan, the schedule, even if things sometimes interfere.
Right, or think professionally. The team regularly updates its security protocols on the first Monday of every month.
Very specific timing, tied to a schedule.
That's the core idea of regularly. R-E-G-U-L-A-R-L-Y. Hashtag B, low frequency and negative adverbs.
Okay, we've done the often words. Now let's flip it. What about things that hardly ever happen?
Right. This brings us to a really useful, slightly formal negative adverb. Seldom.
Seldom. Let's hear that again.
Seldom.
Spelling. S-E-L-D-O-M.
S-E-L-D-O-M.
Seldom.
And the meaning is basically almost never. Pretty much. Extremely infrequent. Very rare. It's similar to rarely. Maybe a touch more formal sounding.
And it's negative, right? So you don't use not with it.
Crucial point, yes. Because seldom already means almost never. You don't add another negative. You wouldn't say I seldom don't go, just I seldom go.
Got it. No double negatives.
And, it often carries a feeling of maybe loss or something missed. Let's look at the source examples.
Okay.
First one. My roommate is always working in her room. She seldom comes out.
Paints a picture, doesn't it? Isolation.
It does. Second example. I seldom manage to see my family now that I'm living on the other side of the country.
Again, that sense of rarity, difficulty, maybe sadness.
Exactly.
Yeah.
One more, maybe less emotional. We seldom use the formal dining room. The kitchen table is much more comfortable for us.
Okay, just means it rarely happens. Seldom. S-E-L-D-O-M. Hashtag C. Useful time-based phrases.
All right. Beyond those single adverbs, we use tons of little phrases to talk about time and frequency. Super common in conversation.
Yeah, these are essential for sounding natural. Let's start with the most absolute one. Every day.
Every day. Say it again.
Every day.
Okay, spelling. This one trips people up. It's 2 words. E-V-E-R-Y space D-A-Y.
Ah, good point. Because every day, as one word, is an adjective, right? Meaning ordinary or commonplace, like my everyday shoes.
Exactly. A very common mistake. So every day, 2 words means?
100%. All the time. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. All of them. No exceptions.
Simple as that. Example. I brush my teeth twice every day. Clear? Absolute.
Okay, what if it's not every day, but alternating?
Good one. We have 2 common phrases. Every second day and every other day.
Let's hear them. Every second day.
Every other day.
I feel like I hear every other day more often, maybe.
I think you're right. It's probably more common in conversation. But both work.
Spelling.
E-V-E-R-Y space S-E-C-O-N-D space D-A-Y. For every second day.
And E-V-E-R-Y space O-T-H-E-R space D-A-Y for every other day.
And they both mean the same thing. Alternating days. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday.
Yeah.
Or Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday.
Skipping one day in between. Very useful phrase.
Example. He calls his mother every other day. So it's a clear pattern. Not daily, but still regular.
Okay, now for phrases meaning sometimes, but maybe not that often, like occasionally.
Right. These are super idiomatic. They don't make literal sense, but everyone uses them. Let's take every now and then and once in a
Yeah.
while.
Every now and then.
Once in a while.
Hear them again? Every now and then.
Once in a while.
Spellings.
EVERY space NOW space AND space THEN. That's every now and then.
And ONCE space IN space A space WHILE for once in a while.
And both basically mean sometimes, occasionally, not very frequent. Maybe a few times a month, maybe less, irregular.
Example for being in every now and then.
Every now and then I really want to eat chocolate, so I buy a candy bar. It's an occasional craving, right? Not constant.
Makes sense. And once in a while.
We go to the stadium to watch a game once in a while, mostly when our favorite team is in town. So it's infrequent, maybe triggered by specific events.
Got it. Two nice ways to say sometimes.
And there's a third one, very similar. From time to time.
Ah, yes. From time to time. Again,
From time to time.
spelling FROM space TIME space TO space TIME.
From time to time.
Meaning basically the same, sometimes occasionally.
Pretty much. The great thing about having these three every now and then, once in a while, from time to time, is variety. You don't have to keep saying sometimes over and over. Makes your speech richer.
Good point. Example.
I like to go to the movies from time to time. Just a casual, occasional hobby.
Okay, last one in this section. This one feels a bit more formal, more advanced. At which time?
It definitely is. It's more of a connector than a simple frequency marker. Let's hear it. At which time?
At which time?
Spelling. AT space WHICH space TIME.
At which time?
So this isn't about how often. It's about when, specifically in a sequence of events. It means something like and at that moment or after that happened.
Right. It links two things together in time, marking the exact point the second thing starts following the first. Very elegant, very formal.
It really is. It shows a higher level of fluency because you're connecting ideas smoothly without just saying and then, and then.
So instead of the meeting ended and then the staff left.
You could say the meeting was formally adjourned, at which time the staff began to gather their belongings. See how it flows. Marks that precise transition point.
Yeah, much more sophisticated. Another example.
The plane landed successfully on the runway, at which time passengers began applauding the pilot.
Okay, pinpoints the exact moment the applause started right after landing. Mastering phrases like this really elevates your English.
Absolutely. Takes you from basic reporting to, like, proper narrative storytelling.
Okay, so we've got the language of frequency sorted, the how often. Now let's dig into the specific words, nouns, and verbs that actually make up those routines.
Yeah, drawing from that detailed morning routine in the source material, moving from the timing to the actual actions.
Let's start with the big one, routine itself.
Routine. One more time.
Routine.
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 So a routine.
Yeah.
It's more than just a habit, right? It's like a sequence, a set of steps you do in the same order.
Yeah, steps 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, always the same way. Predictable, it implies structure.
Exactly. And it saves brain power, doesn't it? You don't have to think about it.
For sure. And it's a versatile word. You can
A morning routine, an evening routine, a workout routine, a skincare routine.
pretty much any set of regular steps. Example sentence.
You could have a morning routine, an evening routine, or an exercise routine. Covers the bases.
Okay, now a phrase for the very start of the morning. Up and about.
Up and about, again,
Up and about.
spelling,
Correct.
UP space, AND space, ABOUT.
Up and about.
This means more than just awake. It means you're actually out of bed, moving around, starting your day, got some energy.
Right. Dressed, maybe had coffee, ready to go, often used for kids or people getting better after being sick.
Yeah. He was ill, but now he's up and about. Or for daily life. He's usually up and about by 7 a.m., already checking emails. Active. Ready. Got it. Okay, next, a really important verb phrase for managing time. Set aside.
Set aside. And again,
To set aside.
SET space ASIDE.
SET space. ASIDE. Set aside.
This means you deliberately reserve or dedicate something, usually time, but also money or resources for a specific purpose.
Like you're protecting it from other things demanding your attention.
Exactly. It's a conscious decision. Like, you really need to set aside some time this week to work on your final project.
Means block it out on your calendar. Don't schedule anything else.
Precisely. Or with money. The government decided to set aside $1 billion for infrastructure repair, designating funds.
Very useful phrase. Okay, coffee time. The noun phrase, pot of coffee.
Pot of coffee. One more time.
Pot of coffee.
P-O-T space O-F space C-O-F-F-E-E.
Pot of coffee.
This specifically refers to the larger container, the carafe, that holds multiple cups, maybe 8, 10 cups, not just a single mug.
Right. You put on or make a pot of coffee when you're making enough for several people or for yourself over a few hours. Yeah, you wouldn't usually say it if you're just popping a pot in a machine for 1 cup. It implies brewing a larger quantity.
Example.
I often put on a pot of coffee while I wait for it to brew, so I have enough for the entire team.
Perfect. And that leads right into the verb, to brew.
To brew. Again?
To brew.
B-R-E-W.
B-R-E-W, to brew.
This is basically a slightly fancier or more specific way to say make coffee or tea. It refers to the steeping process. Hot water, ingredients, flavor transfer.
Applies to beer too, right?
Yep, definitely applies to beer. And even like herbal infusions, but most commonly used for coffee and tea.
Example.
I usually brew a large pot of coffee first thing in the morning because I can't function until I've had 2 cups. Relatable.
Very. Okay, moving from coffee to hair. The sources mention complex grooming, starting with blow dry.
Blow dry, again.
Blow dry.
B-L-O-W space D-R-Y. 2 words when used as a verb like this.
B-L-O-W space D-R-Y. Blow dry.
So as a verb, it's using that electric machine, the hairdryer, to dry your hair with hot air.
But it's often more than just drying, isn't it? It's about styling too, using a brush to make it straight or smooth.
Exactly. You blow dry your hair straight. It controls the shape, fights the curl.
Example.
She will blow dry her hair straight before styling. Otherwise, it takes too long to dry naturally.
Makes sense. And after blow drying, for some hair types, comes the flat iron.
The flat iron. Again,
Flat iron.
F-L-A-T space I-R-O-N. 2 words for the noun, the tool.
F-L-A-T space I-R-O-N. Flat iron.
So the noun is the tool itself, that very hot, clampy thing you press hair with.
To make it super straight, right? Really flat and thin. Essential for some hair textures.
Definitely. Especially curly, wavy, or unruly hair. You can also use it as a verb to flat iron your hair.
Right. The time involved in using one tells you a lot about beauty standards and effort.
It really does. Example using the verb form.
Because of the texture of my hair, I regularly have to flat iron it for 30 minutes to keep it looking neat.
Wow, 30 minutes. That's commitment. Which leads us to why people use flat irons to fight the frizzy hair, or the verb to frizz.
Frizzy, that's the adjective. And to frizz, the verb.
Do them again. Frizzy.
Who frizz.
Spelling F-R-I-Z-Y for the adjective.
And T-O space F-R-I-Z-Z for the verb. Note the double Z.
Frizzy. To frizz.
So frizzy hair is what? Messy, puffy.
Yeah, it sticks out. It's not smooth. It kind of inflates. It gets bigger. Usually because of humidity or rain. The hair absorbs moisture.
A very common complaint. Super useful word. Example as an adjective.
When it's very rainy and damp outside, my hair instantly gets frizzy.
And as a verb.
My hair begins frizzing the moment I step outside in this tropical weather.
Ugh, I know that feeling. Okay, another big part of the morning routine for many. Makeup.
Makeup, again.
Makeup.
M-A-K-U-P. Note, this is one word. Compound noun.
M-A-K-E-U-P.
Makeup.
And it's just the general term for cosmetics, right? Powders, creams, colors you put on your face or body to change or improve your appearance.
Pretty straightforward. Example, I seldom see you without your hair done and your makeup on. You must set aside a lot of time for your routine. Bringing our words together.
Nice one. Okay, finally, you're all ready. You've chosen your outfit.
Outfit. One more time.
Outfit.
O-U-T-F-I-T.
O-U-T-F-I-T. Outfit.
An outfit is just a set of clothes you choose to wear together. It implies some thought, some coordination.
Yeah, not just random items, but a planned combination. For work, for a party, whatever.
Exactly. Example. Sometimes I remember to choose my outfit the night before, which saves me valuable time in the morning. Smart move.
Definitely a time saver.
Okay, so we've drilled down on the vocabulary. Frequency, routines. You've got the tools now to describe daily life really well.
But now we need to ask the big question. Why? Why is improving your English vocabulary, your fluency, so incredibly important right now?
Exactly. Let's connect these dots. Learning to talk about your routine is great practice, but it's practice for something much bigger.
It's about accessing global opportunities. English isn't just a language anymore, it's become the global skill.
And understanding how that happened, the history, the economics, is crucial for understanding its power today.
It really puts your learning journey into perspective.
Okay, let's rewind. Like way back, 1,500 years ago, English, totally unimportant.
Seriously, like a minor dialect?
Pretty much. spoken by just a few tribes in England. The big languages then were Latin, Greek, Arabic. They had the power, the knowledge, the reach. English was nothing.
Wow. So how did it go from that to everywhere?
Well, the first huge push came from military and economic power, specifically the British Empire, starting around the 1600s.
Right. Little island, massive empire. How?
The Navy. They built an incredibly powerful, technologically advanced Navy. That was their secret weapon.
And used it to sail around the world, establishing colonies.
Exactly. India, huge parts of Africa, Australia, North America. British rule spread everywhere.
And with British rule came the English language.
Absolutely. It became the language of administration. Government, law, trade deals, higher education in the colonies. It was all run in English by the British officials.
Okay, that makes sense. But what happened when those countries became independent? Didn't they switch back?
That's the fascinating part and the key to its lasting power. Even after independence, often after long struggles, the infrastructure was already built in English.
Ah, so the legal systems, the universities, the way business was done, it was all set up in English.
Precisely. And it was often just easier, more practical to keep using English for government and commerce than to completely rebuild everything in a local language, especially in countries with many local languages.
So the colonial legacy kind of locked it in place.
In many ways, yes. That's why countries from Nigeria to India to Singapore still use English as a major official or business language today. The foundation was laid centuries ago. #BN. The American second wave, post-WWII.
Okay, so the British Empire spread English geographically, but then something else happened to make it truly global, right?
Yes. The second wave, arguably even more powerful, the rise of the United States after World War II.
How did that change things?
Well, WWII absolutely devastated Europe and Asia. Their economies, their industries were shattered, but the U.S. homeland was largely untouched.
So America came out of the war incredibly strong.
Undisputed superpower. Economically, technologically, militarily, culturally. The U.S. was suddenly leading the world, and this cemented English dominance in a whole new way.
Okay, let's break down how. What were the key drivers? You mentioned 4.
Right. Driver number 1, the almighty dollar.
Money talks.
It really does. After the war, the Bretton Woods Agreement essentially made the U.S. dollar the world's main reserve currency, the anchor for global finance.
So international trade started happening mostly in dollars.
Overwhelmingly. Think about oil, the petrodollar system. Oil is bought and sold globally in U.S. dollars. If Japan wants to buy oil from Saudi Arabia, the transaction is in dollars.
Wow, so if you're involved in international business, finance, banking...
You have to operate in English. The contracts, the negotiations, the market reports, it's the language of global money. Your ability to use English directly impacts your ability to make deals, invest, trade.
Okay, dollar power. What's driver 2?
Pop culture. American culture exploded globally in the 20th century.
Hollywood movies, right. Rock and roll, jazz.
Exactly. Music, films, TV shows. Think about the global reach of companies like Disney or now Netflix. It's predominantly English language content consumed everywhere.
And that makes people want to learn English.
For sure. It's organic learning. People aren't forced. They learn because they want to understand the lyrics of their favorite songs or watch movies without subtitles or follow global trends. It's a massive, continuous reinforcement of the language, especially for young people.
Makes sense. Cultural pull, driver number 3.
The digital world. The internet, computers, software, largely built in English.
How so?
Well, the foundational companies, think Apple, Microsoft, Google, IBM, Intel, mostly American. The early internet protocols, developed in the U.S., and crucially, almost all major programming languages.
Like Python, Java, C++, Die.
They use English words, keywords, commands, syntax. Coding itself is done using English vocabulary.
So English is basically baked into the digital infrastructure.
Absolutely. And look at the web now. Over half the content online is in English. If you want to access technical documentation, join online communities for specialized skills, or work in tech development, English is essential. It's the default language of digital innovation.
Okay. Dollar, pop culture, digital world. What's the 4th driver?
Science and innovation. English became the undisputed language of global research and development.
Why English specifically?
Again, post-WWII American dominance, the U.S. poured huge resources into universities and scientific research, attracting the best minds from around the world.
So the top research started happening in the U.S.?
A lot of it, yes. And the most prestigious international scientific journals, places where breakthroughs in medicine, physics, engineering are published, they overwhelmingly publish in English. Think Nature, Science, The Lancet.
So if you're a scientist anywhere in the world and you want your work recognized globally,
You need to publish it in English. You need to present at conferences in English. Even in top universities in Germany or Japan, a lot of advanced research and postgraduate teaching happens in English to engage with the global scientific community.
wow, so it's deeply embedded in pretty much every key global system. Hashtag C, the future of opportunity, the learner's benefit.
Exactly. History, money, culture, tech, science. They all point in the same direction. Which brings us back to you, the listener, learning English right now.
What does all this mean for an individual learner today?
It means you are acquiring arguably the single most valuable skill for navigating the 21st century. The demand is staggering.
How many people are learning it?
Current estimates are over 1.5 billion people worldwide. That's almost 20% of the entire planet learning English right now.
1.5 billion.
Yeah. And it's mandatory in schools in huge countries like China, Russia, Brazil. They know it's the key to global engagement.
And the payoff, the return on investment, the ROI.
It can be massive. Knowing English opens doors to better jobs, often much higher paying jobs, especially with multinational companies or international clients.
And remote work too, right? Working for companies overseas.
Huge factor now. English fluency allows you to compete in a global job market from anywhere. The sources we looked at suggest that for many people, getting fluent in English can literally double or triple their potential income.
Double or triple, just from the language.
So if you want to learn anything at the deepest level, chances are the best, most current resources are in English. It's the key to unlocking the global library of information and self-improvement. Hashtag Dia. Why English will not be replaced.
Okay, so English is dominant now, but things change, right?
Yeah.
What about other big languages? Could Mandarin Chinese replace it with China's economic power?
That's the common question. And Mandarin is obviously huge with the most native speakers.
Yeah.
But there's a massive practical barrier.
Which is?
It's just incredibly difficult for non-native speakers to learn. Mastering thousands of distinct characters plus the tonal pronunciation, it's a huge hurdle for global adoption.
So it's unlikely the rest of the world will switch to learning Mandarin on a mass scale.
Highly unlikely. In fact, China itself is investing heavily in teaching its population English to facilitate international trade and science.
Yeah.
They're not really pushing for the world to learn Mandarin.
Okay, what about Spanish? Huge number of speakers, big cultural influence.
True. Spanish is very powerful regionally. Latin America, Spain, parts of the U.S., over 500 million speakers.
But not globally dominant in the same way.
Not in those key areas we discussed. It doesn't have that deep foundational role in global finance, tech infrastructure, or top-tier science publishing outside its specific regions. It's a major world language, absolutely, but not the global lingua franca like English.
Right. Now, the tech question. AI translation. Won't tools like Google Translate just make learning languages unnecessary soon?
The AI elephant in the room.
Yeah.
Look, AI translation is getting incredibly good, and it will definitely be a huge help, a fantastic tool.
But it won't replace needing to actually know the language.
I don't think so, not entirely, especially not for complex, high-stakes communication. Think about delicate business negotiations or scientists collaborating on brand new research.
You need direct understanding there, nuance.
Exactly. You need to catch the subtleties, the tone, the unspoken implications that AI might miss or mistranslate. Trust and direct connection are vital in those scenarios.
So English is just too embedded, too integrated into everything.
It really is. Global culture, law, business, education, the internet. The inertia is immense. Even with amazing AI, the world is likely to rely on a common, human-mastered language for leadership and innovation for a long, long time. And right now, and for the foreseeable future, that language is English. It's actually getting stronger because it's the reliable default. Hashtag outro.
Okay, so wrapping this all up, the core message seems pretty clear. Learning English, mastering this vocabulary, it's not just about, conjugating verbs or memorizing words.
Not at all. It's about power. It's about freedom. It's fundamentally about opportunity in today's world.
And the specific words we covered today, the frequency adverbs like frequently or seldom, the routine words like set aside or brew, they're the building blocks.
They are. Mastering them is a direct investment in that bigger picture. It's an investment in your future self.
It's easy to forget that sometimes when you're just struggling with grammar, isn't it?
Totally.
Yeah.
But remember that ROI. You're not just learning how to say you brew a pot of coffee. You're learning how to connect with colleagues overseas.
Yeah.
Access that 90% of global knowledge, maybe double your income. It's huge.
So we always end with a challenge. Let's make it practical.
Okay. Let's use the new vocabulary. Pick one of those frequency adverbs we learned, maybe frequently, regularly, or even seldom if you're stopping a bad habit.
And use it to describe a goal for this week. Something related to your English practice, maybe.
Yeah, make a real commitment. Write it down. Say it out loud, like, I will frequently set aside 20 minutes each evening to review vocabulary.
Or, I will regularly practice speaking, even if it's just for 10 minutes.
Or maybe, I will seldom miss my study session this week. Whatever fits your goal.
Make it part of your routine starting now, and just keep going. Don't give up.
Because honestly, looking back, you'll likely find that investing in your English skills was one of the best decisions you ever made. It opens up the world.
It really does. Thanks for diving deep with us today.
See you next time.